I'm super excited to share this great opportunity with you and introduce you to Kanybek and Kelli. They wanted to come on camera to share what it's really like to list and sell a home.
We just think it's important that real people are shown in this process. We're parents of 3 children, we've got a 4th one coming in a couple months, so we're pretty busy, and the process of selling your house can be pretty overwhelming. We thought that it was important that we kind of get that out there so people understand that it's doable, even if it's not in perfect conditions.
Right now we're in the 3rd stage of their listing preparation phase. Let's go on in and introduce you to Kanybek and Kelli. Over 16,000 homes are sold in the United States every day. Selling a home is a time to have fun, it's a time of excitement, but it's also a time that you have challenges and potential pitfalls to overcome. By working together as a team, we can form the cornerstone of your success. Meet Kanybek and Kelli and their family of 7.5. Kelli's pregnant through this adventure, and we're picking up their story during the listing preparation phase. You'll be with them every step of the way as we move through the listing preparation, into the listing process itself, and the closing process and closing day. Real estate is so much more than simply buying or selling a home. It's about the relationships that you form along the journey of selling a house. And speaking of journeys, it's really about a person's life story. We all know that every life has a story, and real estate is really just one part, one chapter of your life story. When we think about it along those lines, what you find your home becoming is a simple stopover in your overall life journey. It's about understanding why you're selling or buying a house and the story behind it that counts the most. And that's where real estate, the untold stories, comes into play. The goal of this show is to share Kanybek and Kelli's story and their home selling process with you, so you as a potential seller can see the home selling process from start to finish and overcoming the different challenges that you could expect to face as you move on to your next story, your next chapter of life. I'm Andrew Finney, and my passion is helping you make sense of real estate. I grew up on a small farm in New Mexico. During my time on the farm, I learned the virtues of hard work and discipline. After I reached the age of 18, I joined the United States Marine Corps to serve my patriotic duty to our country. During that time, I learned a myriad amount of life skill that I use today after my military service, and I thought to myself, what am I gonna do next? How am I going to be able to better help people? We all have to have a roof over our head, whether we rent that roof or buy that roof, but how wonderful would it be to learn how to help people find the right home for them that are buying and help people sell their home to move on to their next step. That brings us to my Trusted Real Estate Advisor days, where we are today. And in the last 6.5 years since getting my real estate license in late 2013, I've had the great pleasure and privilege of working with over 160 families and counting to successfully buy or sell their home. And that's in addition to the over 600 videos on my YouTube channel and growing to help you make sense of real estate. What I've learned during this process is that it's not really about the sale of a property, whether you're selling or whether you're buying. There's a story attached to it. We can better explore and understand why people are motivated to purchase or sell a home and how it fits into their overall life. It's that life story that intrigues me so much as a trusted real estate advisor, seeing people of all different socioeconomic strata and seeing how they overcome challenge after challenge to move forward successfully into the next chapter in their book of life. I'm excited for you to join us, and I'm wondering, what chapter are you going to write in your life next? We're heading over to Kanybek and Kelli's house now. Kanybek actually found me after watching my YouTube channel. In specific, he said he watched the 20 questions to ask your listing agent. And Kanybek was so much fun. He actually said, hey Andrew, you know, when we meet up, I'm gonna ask you all of the 20 questions that are in that video. And yes, I'm gonna interview another agent or two just to make sure, because that's what you said in the video. And I said, hey, you know what? Let's help you make a well-informed decision that's right for you. I'm happy to answer all of those 20 questions. Let me know how it goes with the other agents. And when you're done with your interviews, let's go ahead and set a time to meet up. We did that, and now we're working together. So I'm actually on my way over to Kanybek and Kelli's house. And the way this is picking up is we're actually in the listing preparation phase. So you're joining in on Kanybek and Kelli's story kind of after 2 or 3 meetings that I've already had with them. One night he calls me and said, Andrew, Kelli and I were talking, and we really want to be part of that. And we know that you haven't done it before, so we're gonna have a lot of different challenges, and it's gonna be a lot of fun though, but let's go ahead and do it. Put the positive mojo out there so we can help other people. And that's the kind of people that Kanybek and Kelli and their family are. They're always up for a challenge and they're always ready to give their absolute best. So it's such a blessing and it's so awesome to be working with such amazing people as we do this. So we're joining in on their story and we're gonna go over some of the repairs that we discussed the last time I met up with them, see where they are with the repairs so that we can begin getting their home ready to go on the market.
And now, time to check out the house that they're selling. A 4-bed, 2.75 bath, with a pool, garage, solar panels, and a huge amount of square footage. Which raises a big question. Why is it time for them to move on to their next home?
God bless us, we live in a nice house.
We bought the house 7 years ago at the bottom of the recession. We feel like we were blessed in that situation. We've been blessed many times in our life. And so for us, thank God the market has improved in Vegas. So when we sell this house, we should sell it for a profit. You know, the money that we profit from this house, we want to pay it forward to our elders and help them live the best life they can. Our goal is to help elderly people live, as independently as possible, but in a controlled environment where they're safe.
So it's gonna be with a heart, with a soul, she's an educated person, where we have really big heart, I'm an educated person. I think we want to use all that passion, love for our elderly, and time is coming to be them safe, and it's gonna be a lot of baby boomers, so taking care of parents is really, really important, I think, because that's what America is, that's what family is, I think. And my parents live with me, my mom and dad, I brought them from Central Asia, from Kazakhstan. I'm from Kazakhstan myself, so to see them future living, that's their future. I'm okay to losing comfort, selling this house and stuff, but my goal, our goal, she's a medical professional, I'm an entrepreneur. Our goal is just to help as much people, and I think we are looking, to help people. That's our plan. It's not just, selling house, buying nice stuff. My friend actually told me, for the profit, why don't you buy Lamborghini? I'm like.
Last time Andrew was with them, they went through a pre-listing checklist. Now it's time to take a look at some of the changes that they've made between then and now, and see if there's anything else that needs dealt with.
Kanybek!
Hey Andrew, how are you?
Good to see you,
Good
sir.
to see
Thank you.
First things first is meeting the family.
We have 3 kids, 7 years old, 5 years old. We have 18 months old. We're having another baby. The 3 kids is gonna be 4 kids, with the parents living with us. So that's our real story.
That's our real story.
And this is Andrew gave us opportunity. He showed our house. You guys seeing how's going on.
Hi, boys.
They watch your TVs. This is Kanybek, a strong soul. This is Atabek, strong wise man, and I have somewhere Arstanbek.
Just for reference, he's talking about Kazakhstan, and the name has a lot of meaning and a lot of power. Like his name is Kanybek, it means strong blood. And go ahead and go over your son's names again, because I find this so fascinating for culture diversity and how we all come together in the United States, proving once again we're always stronger and better together than we are not. So I know that we had this young man was
Kanybek.
And it means?
It means strong soul.
Strong soul.
Yep. And this is Arstanbek. His means strong lion.
Arstanbek?
Arstanbek.
Arstanbek, strong lion.
Strong lion.
Oh, we're gonna watch out for you. You have the mane right there too.
And we have the fancy guy right there. His name Atabek.
And Atabek.
Strong wise man.
And you see that he's videoing us because he's so excited. He's gonna be the next videographer.
He love you. Yeah, he love you.
Well, I love him too.
When I told him Andrew is coming, he's like, oh gosh, let me get ready.
So his name means strong wise man.
Yes.
Well, you're a very wise man indeed. Go ahead and filming us to make sure we got it right. Thank you for that. Good on you. So Kanybek, the last time that we met up, we were talking about being in stage 3 and coming in with your follow-on visit to the listing process. So what we need to take a closer look at today is the results of the pre-listing inspection and the repairs that you've achieved. When you're working through the listing process, it's really easy to overlook the importance of a home pre-listing inspection. A lot of people will sometimes say, Andrew, well, if a buyer's gonna have a home inspection anyways, why should I as a seller pay a home inspector to see what they're gonna say? Because the reports could be different. That is a valid point and that is true. At the same time, it's important to highlight those things going on with your house that we may not necessarily know about or see. You're living in the house. So what happens if there's something wrong with your HVAC system? What happens if there's something wrong with the roof? If we expose that in the pre-listing process, we can go ahead and correct that head on before we're actually into the on-market cycle and also the closing process. Because let me ask you something. When's the last time you had a family or a friend and they were selling their house and they didn't do a pre-listing inspection? Only to find out when the buyer performed their home inspection, there was something wrong with the roof or there's something wrong with the HVAC system. What did that do to their closing process? If they went on to close, did they not have to spend a lot of extra money that they may not have been ready to do so? Or did they have to make more compromises and seller concessions towards buyer closing costs or reductions out of the list price? This is the importance of a few $100s well spent in the home pre-listing phase itself. Getting this done right up front, just like Kelli and Kanybek are, is critically important so that we can expose all the good, all the bad, and be in the know before we go on the market. It gives us the chance, without being in a rush, so that we can make the corrections that are needed to be made and we can provide full transparency to an incoming buyer. That alone makes a lot of buyers very comfortable knowing that the pre-listing inspection was done. They generally will make a better offer and offer better terms. It's something to think about and it's something to consider. To make it easy, my friend, of course, I'll go ahead and have this print out for you.
Yep.
So why don't you take us around and show us what you've done and anything that still needs to be done before we move on to stage 4.
What we did is we changed our lights.
Okay.
So it's ceiling fans.
So the overhead light and the ceiling fan was nice. Yeah, and it looks great. That was a really, really good.
So let's see what we've done until
Perfect.
now. This is the another light that I changed it so far. You've seen the old one was really old.
Really old.
Yep. I actually changed the windows. So it's brand new window.
Perfect.
Used to be a crack all the way here.
This top piece was the brand new window replacement we had talked about.
Other bedroom.
Okay.
So nothing much really did here.
Okay. We need to change
You told me
bulb
change
out.
that bulb.
All the
Okay.
bulbs- all the
I
bulbs
should
gotta
have.
work,
I
huh?
should have not bring you here. I mean, everything else is good in this room.
Okay.
You know, so let me show you our room. In this room, I mean, I'll show you one thing. Yeah. So I invited the handyman that you actually gave me number.
Okay.
And I told him, I showed him like, hey, I want to do all those caulking. Look at that caulking, it was my job.
It wasn't so easy to do a DIY on that one.
If you're selling your house or trying something like that, or just it's really good investment if you give handyman to do this job. Don't try everything yourself, okay? You've seen the roof. Do you want me to show you
I would like to see, did we get the pigeons done yet?
Not yet. Actually, let me
That
show
was a
you.
really big ticket item, and just so everybody knows, one of the reasons why that's such a big thing is if you have pigeon feces on a house, it can cause a problem for a buyer's loan if they're using FHA, VA loan, or even a USDA loan. The reason being is that an appraiser and the way that the lending guidelines work is they're going to say this is a health and safety issue. So we absolutely must get this cleaned up. So it's something that if we do now, makes your house look even better. Not only is it going to be better in photography, it's going to be better for marketing, and people are going to come in and they're going to be seeing what we saw in that professional photography was the real deal.
So this is really big thing. In his videos, I watch him personally. That's how I invite him to my house as my realtor, my representative. All this doing inspection, all this has taught me so much. And I'm very glad, and especially about solar panel. Until you told me, I see couple poops and stuff, and then I didn't realize. But if someone comes in, want to install your solar panel, I have a message for you. Tell them to put the pigeon mesh. Okay, they make a lot of money. They already have people up there, 3-4 guys working out. Putting a mesh cost them only probably $50. For us, as later you invite them, they'll say $2,500 as you recommended. Putting a mesh. For the next person who's buying my house, I'm already invited a guy. He's coming this Thursday.
Okay, there's the answer that we were looking for.
Yes.
So thank you for that. That was very insightful.
So let me show you guys. This is nasty, okay?
There's plenty of pigeon
Look,
poop.
this is plenty of pigeon poop. I even put my carpet out.
Literally, I'm wondering if we're in a sewer right here.
Yeah.
Not being rude, my friend.
No,
but
no,
just
no,
being
not at
honest,
all.
Got a lot of pigeon poop.
So this is actually after cleaning it, but next week.
Wow, so this is all fresh.
This is
all fresh then.
Yes.
All right.
So next week, as you told me, I invited the guy. He'll put the solar, meshes around my place, and,
Okay.
and I actually spray them, clean it out.
So I really appreciate you showing us the honest to God truth and your story about, hey, we had solar panels, we want to do something good for the environment and good for the pocket at the same time, but we didn't anticipate the pests that were going to come with it. So thank you for your
And
honesty.
this is truth, yeah. This is,
Yeah.
I'm sure, every people having, this kind of problem.
It
Yeah.
looked like next on our list that we
Okay.
needed to review was we need to go downstairs.
Okay,
we need
let's
to
do
look
that.
at the fireplace and see
Okay.
if this has been done. Selling your home really is a team sport. By working together with your trusted real estate advisor, you'll be able to get your home in the best light as possible. Now, whenever you're looking to get the best price as possible, it's important to match it with the condition of the home. Please remember that when you put your home on the market, we are playing Match.com with your house. We need to make your house as beautiful as possible. We need to follow the 3 Ds, which is to declutter, depersonalize, and deep clean your house. But we also need to ensure that any of those minor imperfections, any of those things that come up from an inspection that could cause you stress during the closing process, we cut off at the pass. And the only way to do that is to make sure that you're taking your time to find the right trusted real estate advisor to work with to help you when selling your home so that you can minimize your pain and maximize your profit. You saw Kanybek get really excited about asking me those 20 questions, the Ask a Listing Agent from that video that's on my YouTube channel. It was absolutely hysterical when he called me. I love that he shared that with you because it was so much fun. That being said, make sure that you take a look at that video, write down those 20 questions, and interview an agent that's going to be right for you. Check those online ratings, that's past sales performance, and make sure that you are with the right person to help you sell your home. Obviously, we need a lot of decluttering
Exactly.
and depersonalizing moving forward, but let's go ahead and
You know,
review the fireplace.
as we have 3 fireplaces in this house, we invited the gas guy.
Okay.
Thursday he's coming, Friday he's gonna come and fix it.
Perfect.
So a lot of things is happening, coming
This next week.
Yep, next
so
week.
by our next visit, we're going to have a lot of the stuff
Absolutely.
that's not done.
Absolutely, yep.
So
We're gonna
Connor,
address
that leaves us the one thing that we haven't covered yet was the pool. So
Let's
can
do
we
it.
take a look at that?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me show you, please. Since my boy stopped swimming in 2 weeks, it slowly start to get green. But I went to Leslie's, did some tests, and it's coming back really cool. And the main thing for our next buyers,
Okay.
this crack you told me to check
Right.
it out and try to fix it. So
Right.
this is gonna be done next week when you come back. It's gonna be done and clean.
Perfect. So that gives us a lot of different things that we're talking about for
Yep.
next week. So
Absolutely.
it sounds like we might have wanted to actually do this next week for stage 3, but
Yep.
it's okay because spot checking along the way and doing the process together and working together as a team is how you get a home sold and how you do it correct. I am a little bit amused because the first time I saw that pool, brother man, that was like clearer than Baccarat crystal. Right now it looks like as green as a rainforest.
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
need to get some shock in
So
there to make that happen.
let your kids to swim more often.
Kanybek and Kelli, again, thank you so much for having us over. It's so delightful to work with you. I got to be honest here. It's really interesting that you found me on YouTube, and I really did love, by the way, when you're like, hey, I watched the 20 questions I asked the listing agent. He's like, oh, so Andrew, question 1, and I thought that was so adorable, right? When people buy and sell homes, it's so much more than the transaction and the sell itself. It's really about the story. Every life has a story. So the question that I would like to begin with is, number 1, why did you want to share your story on YouTube to help everybody better understand the home selling process?
Yeah, no, this is a good question.
Question.
Yep.
We just think it's important that, real people are shown in this process. We wanted to get our story out there because we feel like it may help other people in this process. We're real people, we have real jobs, real lives, we're parents of 3 children, we've got a 4th one coming in a couple months, so we're, pretty busy. And the process of selling your house can be pretty overwhelming when you're a busy person like we are. So we thought that it was important that we kind of get that out there so people understand that it's doable, even if it's not in perfect conditions.
And that's really interesting. I'm glad that you highlight that because all too often people think that HGTV, TLC, programs like that are what they expect when you get ready to buy or sell a house. Well, in the case of selling a home, as we've been going through is the listing preparation phase. That phase can be anywhere from 10 days to, heck, could actually be 6 months depending on the condition of the home and then what has to get done. On average, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to do full-on listing preparation, but there's so much to get done. So opening your doors and letting people into your lives to meet your beautiful family and to see every step of the way. And I gotta be honest, one of the things that I think is amazing is you're not ashamed. You're like, hey, yeah, there's some dirt on the floor, there's hair, we got boys running around, but you're letting us in your life to see it in real time. So I guess, with every life having a story, you have your own. Would you be open-minded to think about sharing with us how selling this house impacts your life moving forward?
Yeah, this is then it's gonna be a little bit motivational, I hope, or bankruptcy. No, let's not think about that. We are positive people. We work hard. And Andrew will show you guys next videos how we clean this up, and he's gonna put we hired him. He's a really awesome guy from YouTube. Actually, I was very glad. I told him, listen, I'm gonna ask you your 20 questions, okay? I'm not gonna be easy for you. So he was nice, he came in, and you guys will see throughout the videos how we're gonna do, how the process is. If you guys like it, please subscribe. If you like him, give him thumbs up, okay? If you like us, give us 2 times thumbs up, okay? And comment below. He's a really awesome guy. I love this project. Please follow his videos. Let's get excited. That's it.
You know what, my friend? Okay, if you ever needed a shout out, well, thank you. Listen, you are a promotional. You're just a big promotion, aren't you? But the real thing about tying this down, and I just want to again applaud your courage for sharing your true story, because it is so impactful. And Kelly, as I listen to you and kind of talking about how this fits into your life and what you're planning on doing with the proceeds from the sale, gotta be honest, it really, I feel it. I get tingles through my body, thinking this is the American dream. This is, a family that could buy up, that could buy a bigger home, that could do better for yourself, but it's within your passion, your concern, and who you are as people that help and pay it forward. And I can't speak enough to paying it forward, because at the end of the day, I believe that good people attract good people.
Absolutely.
And I think that if we're good to people, goodness comes back.
Absolutely.
And when you pay things forward, you're going to be so blessed. And the people that you have the opportunity to care about because you have that passion and commitment, they are truly, Kelly, Kanybek, going to be able to live their best lives.
Absolutely.
So again, lastly, thank you so much for letting us in your life.
Thank you.
And sharing everything with us. Kanybek and Kelly, thank you so much for having me over. I'm so glad that we could do a spot check today and see what we got. I gave Kanybek the rundown, and Miss Kelly, for your edification, you know that I'm going to go back to the office and say, hey, everything looks great for this item, and this item. Those items being like the fan and some of the work that's done. What's lingering that's major is getting that pigeon guard up there for the solar system. The pool really needs to be done, and that right there, that's going to be another health and safety thing that we want to address. So we want to focus on that, and then next week we should be getting ready to get decluttered, depersonalized, and begin the staging side before we get ready to go on the market. I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for inviting us in and meeting your family. And we're going to go ahead and get out of your hair.
Thank you.
I know. You're like, Andrew, I appreciate you. You told me I still have homework to do, right?
Hey, Andrew, thank you very much. You're awesome.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I like that you're doing this is for your people. It's not just, it's a purpose of educating or helping. And I love that. That's why I was okay to work with you, okay?
It was absolutely amazing. And I do want to express from the bottom of my heart and everything that's within me. It is my passion to help people, but I couldn't do this without Kanybek and Kelly first being willing to take a step forward and share the story of their family and how selling their home fits into their lives and why it's important to them and working through their process the right way. So Kanybek and Kelly, family, boys, thank you.
No, thank
you. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
All right,
thank you. I'll see you next week. Let's finish all the stuff,
Strong Lions?
Strong Lion.
I'm going to see you next week too.
Yep.
All right, we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you, man.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks, sir.
Coming up in this series,
if you selling house, you need to listen to your man.
we'll be seeing Kanybek and Kelli going through the selling process.
You don't realize, you know, when you have 3,200 square feet, when you start to clean it, it is so much work.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the Kanybek Kelli Show!
Along with all of the trials and tribulations that come with selling a house.
Wow.
You love it?
I love it. This single poster, what's the story?
What is right here too? Yeah, it's
What is going on with this?
From staging your home for photography and showings,
We need to declutter the nation.
declare the
Declutter nation. You use it, we gotta work with it. But if you don't, you can lose it.
all this clutter makes you a little bit stressed out without knowing, you know what I mean?
We buy, and not realizing how much we're filling up, and then you get ready to sell a house. You're like, oh my God, where did I get all this? Follow around prospective home buyers and get the ambiance of the house, right?
to the negotiation stage,
You guys get to make the decision.
Yeah.
I'm just managing the process.
All right, is there any other wild cards in this?
This is Andrew Finney. I'm over here with the sellers right now on Deer Flats. We're here to sign their seller closing documents.
to the day of signing, all the way to saying goodbye to their old home.
Remember it because it'll be the last time that you're here. It's not about the house. It's about how the house fits into someone's life and their story.
When we first moved here, we didn't even have a bed.
She said, you know, I'm willing to live with you, to be a homeless if needed.
I don't know if that's still true or not. No.
You know what, that's the secret, okay? Happy wife, tell them I love you, do the right thing, not all the time, but right moment, then you're gonna be successful.
And coming up in next week's episode,
Why don't you tell us what you did, please?
So let's go, I'll show you.
Andrew returns to check out the changes that have been made since his last visit.
Great job, my friend. That turned out really good.
I know,
That turned out really good.
Some real talk with Kanybek about the trials and tribulations of repairs and contracted hiring,
$5,000. Somebody quoted you $5,000
Yeah.
to change one window.
Yeah.
The bigger the house, sometimes
Absolutely.
you have bigger the bills.
and some super simple tips and tricks to get your house looking show ready.
Declutter, depersonalize, and deep clean the house.